there was a little boy, and he went to his mom and said, "Mom, where did mankind come from?" And the little boy said, "Well, back in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, made man and woman, and they had babies, and that was mankind." He said, "Oh, okay." Well, a few days later, he went to his dad and asked his dad the same question. "Dad, where did mankind come from?" And his dad said, "Well, back at the beginning, there were monkeys, and they grew up and became people. And that's where mankind came from." Well, the little boy was all confused now. Went to his mom and said, "Mom, you said that God created man, and Dad said that man came from monkeys. How can that be true? Who's lying?" She's like, "Well, son, none of us are lying." She's like, "I told you about my family, and he told you about his." We've all heard the song that at Christmas time that sings about how it's the most wonderful time of the year. And in that song, it goes through talking about carolers and all these other things that you see and you hear at Christmas time. And I started thinking about the different things that I think of at Christmas. I think of our families coming together at Christmas time and having this huge meal. Pretty much if it's a family get-together, we've always got a bunch of food. Hams and turkeys and 20 different pies. Look at our fridge at home. You'll see there's still some left over. Denzel knows. I think about all the great things, the smell of all the different sweets that Mom makes when it's coming Christmas time, the snowballs and the Reese balls and the little haystacks that she does from time to time. And the sausage balls, those aren't sweet, but they're still amazing. Little things that we look forward to all through the year. And she only does them at Christmas. That's the only time. As much as we love the snowballs and the Reese balls, she doesn't do them at any time but at Christmas time. And so it gives us something extra to look forward to, other than the rest of the Christmas stuff. And I think of eggnog coming out in stores and how delicious eggnog is. I love eggnog. You start seeing apple cider showing up a lot more. People will say hey to you at the store that normally wouldn't say hey. They'll tell you Merry Christmas. You get to hear the bells ringing outside of Walmart. Sometimes it makes you feel good, and sometimes if you don't drop money in, you kind of look away and try to walk as quickly as you can to get past them. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. It's Christmas time. It's the most wonderful time of the year. And every year, it doesn't matter how many years we're disappointed, we always are looking for snow. Every year. Only one time that I know of has there been snow in Alabama on Christmas Day, and that was last year. It didn't stay, it didn't do anything special, it just fell and was gone. But we still are going to hope for it this year. It'll be 70 degrees and we'll be inside saying, well, maybe it'll snow anyhow. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's the Christmas season. After thinking about those things, I started to think, what makes it such a wonderful time? What makes the Christmas season so special? I think there are 3 different seasons that are looked at through this time. 3 different ways of celebrating Christmas. The first one I think would be the season of shopping and giving. We just came through Black Friday. That's a big day at our house. I had a friend asking me about it because I've said a lot about it from time to time. And they were like, what do you do for Black Friday? I was like, well, it starts on Thursday, on Thanksgiving Day. You do your eating, you get stuffed, you go to the living room and start looking through papers. And this year, they were printing out maps of Walmart, mapping out their battle plans on who's going to which section of the store, who's getting what things. It's Black Friday. It's the biggest sale of the year. 40-inch HD TVs for $200. You can't beat that. So we're going through the papers, we're looking through everything, trying to figure out what it is we're going to buy, what stores we need to go to, what times they open, because this year, for some reason, they're opening at all different times, or they open for all different times. And then, after you've got your plan down, you just wait. You wait for a time to go shopping. And then that time hits. Sarah and Zach were the first ones out. They went to Walmart around 5, waiting for the 8 o'clock sale to start. Mom and Dad went on after them. I was the last one to leave. They had already come back from Walmart at that point, or most of them. And I skipped by Walmart and went straight to Birmingham. So, Thanksgiving night around midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, I was on my way to Birmingham, got in line around 2:30, and didn't get to the checkout until around 3:30. It was a long night. Then you come back home and you crash, and you wake back up, and you have to go back out again because there's other stores that are opening up, and it's always running, rushing the whole day. It's a season of shopping. And that's not going to stop just because Black Friday is over. There's still going to be sales, still going to be deals, things that you have to pick up, things that you missed out on. And then comes the season of giving, where you get your friends and your families together, you wrap up all the presents and you hand them out. You wait to see that look on their face, the one that just says, you got the perfect gift. That's a good feeling. It's a good feeling to know that after all of that hard work, all the time you spent in the lines, all the people you had to fight, you actually got the right gift. Now, it's a bad sign when you hand it to them and they open it up and they say, well, do you have the receipt? We've had that moment too. A lot of times. The season of shopping and giving. And for a lot of people, that's what Christmas is all about. When they say it's the most wonderful time of the year, they mean it is because they get to go shopping and saving all of this money. They get to have all the fun of doing it. They get to give people gifts. They get to get gifts. That's a good moment too. When you don't know what you're getting, you have no clue what's inside that wrapping paper, and you open it up and all of a sudden, you see that thing that you hoped for. You were just hoping somebody got it. And there it is. At our house, we've had so many moments of, did you keep the receipt? That there's not quite as many surprises as there used to be. Mom starts asking for our lists through November. Well, she first makes sure that we've made them around July and August. And she'll ask through the year after that, have you made your list? And we don't make our list until the week of Thanksgiving. That's when we usually get them done. And then we add to them as Christmas gets closer. The season of shopping and giving. And like I said, it's a great time. It's good to get something that you can give to someone else to brighten their day, to make them feel good, to make them feel like you care about them, That's a good thing to do. We look at the story of the nativity scene of the birth of Christ, and we see that they didn't come empty-handed. When the wise men came, they brought gifts. Gifts that were made for a king. It was a season of giving for them. We look at the Jews and at Hanukkah and how for 12 days they have a gift for each day. I used to think about that. A gift every day for 12 days. That sounds pretty cool. But then I met a Jewish guy and talked to him. And he said, well, one day you get a top. Another day you get a pack of pencils. Another day you get a backpack. He's like, it's a back to school holiday. I decided Hanukkah wasn't that great. I like Christmas better. But it's a season of shopping and giving. So is that what really makes it the most wonderful time of the year? No. Another season that we celebrate, or that people celebrate, is the season of love and togetherness. The season of love and togetherness. And with this season, that's when you bring your family together. It doesn't matter about gifts. You don't have to have gifts. You don't have to have money. You don't have to have any of that stuff. All you have to have is your family and your friends, people to hang around, people to love, people to care for, catching up on old times, talking about new times, making plans for the future, getting together and singing and having a good time. After we finish eating a lot of times on Christmas, I know I've always hoped that Uncle Ricky comes over. Because then we get out the guitars. We all gather around in the living room. And he starts playing, and Dad will get out a guitar and start playing. And Ben may even bring one in and bang around on it. And we start singing and having a good time. I like that. A season of love and togetherness. It doesn't matter how far apart you may be at Christmas time. That's the time when families come together. When you know the people that care about you, you have a chance to spend time with them. That's a good thing. That's a great thing. It's something that should go through the whole year, but it's good that even though we get caught up in our busy lives through the year, that we take that time, those few precious moments, that one time a year, to spend that time together. It's good. The season of love and togetherness. And that's what a lot of people focus on. Some focus on the season of shopping and giving, and some focus on the season of love and togetherness. And that's their main focus. That's where it all goes. And those are great things. Giving people gifts, showing them that you care, spending time with your friends and your family, showing them that you love them, that you care for them, that you're there for them, you support them. Spending those seasons, those times together, that's good. That's things that we need to do. Things we should do through the whole year, but it's good that at least we take one day out of the year to actually do them. But is that what makes it the most wonderful time of the year? No. While Christmas is a season of shopping and giving, while Christmas is a season of love and togetherness, Christmas is first and foremost the season of Christ. The season of Christ. It's the time where the God of all creation, the one that put the heavens and the earth in their place, that created everything that we see around us, that created us, man in his own image, The one that did it all came to earth to be one of us so that we could be saved through him. We all know John 3:16. Say it with me. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. We read on to the next verse. For God sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. That is what Christmas is about. Like I said, the gifts are great. The time of togetherness is great. All of these things are great and worthy to be done and put our effort into. But if we don't celebrate Christ at Christmas, if we forget what Christmas really is about, Christmas is just another day. If we lose sight that the Son of God came to earth for no other purpose but to die for us, if we lose sight of that, then Christmas is just another day. We'd be better off giving our gifts at Thanksgiving or Halloween or Valentine's Day, because it's meaningless. It's pointless. Christmas trees, Christmas lights, Christmas cookies, all of those things mean nothing if Christ isn't at the center. We can tell the story of the night before Christmas, read it all day long, talk about Santa coming through the chimney, but it's all pointless if we don't tell the story of the nativity scene. If we don't talk about the Star of Bethlehem, if we don't talk about God becoming man, that's what Christmas is about. I know a lot of times people wait until right at Christmas time to preach a sermon or have a sermon about this. But I wanted to do it now, right after Thanksgiving, right before the Christmas season started, to get it started right. We have 5 weeks before Christmas gets here. 4 weeks. And if we'll start now putting Christ at the center of this Christmas season, we can rest assured that it will be the best Christmas we've ever had. Do your shopping, plan your get-togethers. But I want you to do something with me. I want you to make a promise to yourself and to God that each and every day you will do something to draw closer to Him. Something that you didn't do yesterday. You'll read your Bible a little bit more. You'll say an extra prayer through the day. Spend a little extra time with God. You'll talk to someone about Him. Each day, try something new. Each day, take a step that you haven't taken the day before or the day before that. Make this Christmas, make this year better than it was last year. And maybe when it's all done, when the lights come down and the trees are packed away or hauled off, maybe then we'll still be able to keep the Christmas spirit through the rest of the year. It's the season of Christ. Let's worship Him.